So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best weapon recipe inside of the Forge. Now, unlike every other video that's going to take, 15, 10 minutes, whatever, I'm going to try to make this pretty fast and straightforward just to try to make this as applicable to anyone as possible. Now, first things first is you're going to want to come on over to the Forge. Gasp. I know, right? Who would have thought? So essentially what you're going to want to do is figure out what ores you do have. Now, since we're targeting specifically weapons, a lot of ores, if you didn't know, have traits that benefit weapons. For example, the I ore has an ability that is going to increase the damage, but make your weapon to remove some of your health, which obviously is a fair trade-off, I would say, but this is just one of the ones that does this. Now, Magmite has a similar ability, which I think I have on one of my weapons, which I will find, which is going to apply this explosion effect. Now, this doesn't fully have the full ability, but the max from Magmite is going to be this 50% chance for your weapon, or a 35% chance for it to deal 50% chance of the, or 50% of the weapon damage is an explosion. So when you're attacking someone, say you swing and I deal with this weapon 135 damage, there is a 35% chance I'll deal another 135 as an explosion. This will affect other nearby mobs if obviously they're close enough. Pretty good trade-off. Now, if you don't know how to check their value or if they have trade, go on the website. That'll be linked in the description. Go on down to the ores page, which will just be right on the homepage. We're gonna come on over and look at this. So as you can see, a lot of them have different ones, but as you see, they're also marked off if they are only going to be affecting armor or not. So armor and weapons, as you see, Magmite, as I was saying before, this is a weapons passive. The Firite has a 20% chance to apply the burning effect, which is going to deal a percentage of your weapon's damage as burn. This is once again only on weapons. Then I ore, this one is interesting because it can be on your armor but apply to your weapon still, so your weapon can deal more damage because of this armor passive. Then obviously we have other ones and Riviolite. Now, depending on where you are at, I would recommend trying to combo your ores where you forge with this thing in mind, because obviously, say for example, I'm crafting with items like emeralds, rubies, and slimite. I would also want to potentially put in Riviolite because of the 20+% chance for critical on weapons. Now obviously this is only a 3.3x and there are other weapons things and passives that have this, but if you come on back to the homepage, then you can see this Forge calculator just right off the homepage at the same website. Now this is where you can also do a bit of calculating. So if I want to throw in, I'm crafting with like 15 I ore, and then if we come back on over to this list, say I'm using some Riviolite, so I will also put in some Riviolite. As you can see, if I use 15 I ore and 10 Riviolite, these are the weapons chances that I'm going to have to get, most likely obviously being the double battle axe or the scythe, and I'm going to have these traits, the 15% weapon damage but minus 10% health and 20% chance for critical chance. Now you can also add other stuff to this, but this is going to be the thing to note. Now you can also lower your quality, which is going to lower the damage and DPS. I do like that this calculates DPS because as you can see, the scythe and the double battle axe have the exact same DPS, but if you come on down to the colossal weapons, you can see these ones actually have higher DPS than other ones. The best one being the Dragon Slayer. I believe this is actually the best weapon in the game technically because it has highest DPS on average. Now with this in mind, what we'll do is we'll come back in here and obviously you can craft. Now for the weapon or armor to weapon ratio, I would recommend using obviously only the weapons that apply traits, because to a certain extent traits are going to be better than armor, or not armor, than multiplier. Now up front, I would honestly recommend, the one I did was the weapon I'm currently using is using this. So Demonite is a 5.5x, Magmite is a 5x, and Lyddite is a 4.6x. So these three together are the good combination, because I would not recommend using anything in total of a 1x difference because you're going to start losing too much value in your weapon. Now alternatively, what you could do is say you could do I ore for obviously that I ore trait, do 10 I ore, this for a solid 4x multiplier. Then we could throw in 5 Magmite for the Magmite passive, but obviously if you go over to the website, you can make sure you're actually getting the full value out of it. And then we could also throw in some Demonite just to increase the multiplier and craft this and get a good weapon out of it. But for the most part, this is going to be really applicable, I would say, because you want to make sure you are analytically getting the best weapon you can. And if you want help with your recipes, comment questions down below. I'll make sure to respond to them and give you tips and pointers on if you should or should not craft the one you're wanting to craft. Or you can join my Discord server, ping me inside of the media. You can send a screenshot of recipes you might want to try out. I will respond and give you some tips. But for the most part, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. If this helped you out, make sure to leave a